Good morning, Nora. William here. Kilo 4 Alpha Romeo X-ray.
Hi, Mark. I didn't get to fully have your offer written down someplace. I'm trying to get back with them all. If you can tell me again, and let me know how the reception, because I'm at home and I'm in a different room that I always are. It's not I moved to another room. Over. 0944.
Yeah, no problem. William, Whiskey India Lima Lima India Alpha Mike. William, call sign is Kilo 4 Alpha Romeo X-ray. That's K4ARX. Signal is loud and clear to the repeater. There's hardly any noise. I think you made a good choice on that room.
Great. William, K4ARX. You were loud and clear as if you were in the next room. And it always varies. That's what is so interesting. Yesterday I tried to be part of the AIR's net, and they couldn't hear me at all. And I was in a place that I always am being heard loud and clear. So anyway, today I'm going to be trying different places and making contact. It's great when I can hear loud and clear and I get a good feedback. So I really appreciate you picking up this call, Mark. William. I call you Mark, but you're William. I'm sorry. Too early in the morning.
What are you thinking? Yeah, it might be a little time to refill that coffee cup. I'm going to have to take on a little extra caffeine here. I've had breakfast, and I've been up and down a couple times this morning already, trying to get some things done around the apartment. But yes, and that's okay. Don't worry about the name. It takes practice, and you really are doing a good job this time. It sounds good. I'm sure you're absolutely portable and not using an external antenna.
You're correct on that. I'm using my portable with a long antenna, but I need today to connect my J-Paul roll that Bruce McAllister gave me. He said that when he changed his, suddenly he has so much better reception, and so I'm going to do that today. So every day I have to do something new and also make at least one contact. So you made my day today. Thank you, William.
Yeah, no problem. I have one of those also. I'm using it for a different radio and a different service just because the radio I talk to is so close. So it kind of doesn't matter if it absolutely tunes perfectly or not. But it's good for 2 meters and 70 centimeters. And I don't know if you tried 70 centimeters yet, but it'd be opportunistic. And where do you plan on hanging the J-pole?
I don't know. one lesson at a time. I mean, Bruce told me to, who Bruce is. I don't know. I may take it for granted that you know who he is. But he's our mentor for the ham chicks. So we're new hams that we call ourselves the ham chicks. We're, I think, I don't know, 8 or 9 of us. And we have I think you've been in our new ham net every Monday at 8:15. And then some of us go to McDonald's.
She has absolutely no idea who I am.
While we study. I love to. What do you say when you don't want the repeater to stop you and you say, I take a break? There's somebody in that net yesterday that said, let me grab a nickel, and that was funny. And that's when he stopped, let the repeater, come back. I don't know even what the terminology is, and then he comes back again. What would you say when you do that?
That's the guy named Mike. Call sign slips to mind, but he calls himself Chevy once in a while. That's fine. During the net, personally, since the word break is used for emergencies, I would shy away from that unless you need it. Personally, I would say reset. Drop a nickel's cute, But I would say reset because literally you're resetting the repeater.
Thank you, William. As you can see, I call these calls during, the week or when I make contact, like my continuing education. So you're my teacher today. Thank you. So, like, if I feel that I'm getting close to the minute and a half, then I just say reset so that I allow the repeater to reset itself and let it go. And then when I hear the click again, then I come back. Is that correct? Reset.
Yeah, the only time you say reset is when you want to continue on, since there's a timer here. And yes, that's accurate. Sometimes you'll operate a repeater that has a courtesy tone, or just the squelch tail they call it. Sometimes they'll set that where you'll get a little bit of static at the end of the transmission, like we discussed before. And that's just how you do it. During the net, I would use reset if I had something else to add without tripping the timeout timer.
Really great to know. I'm making a list for all of us every time I learn something new. So that's the difference when you either say reset or you either say over. When you say over, you're done. Although, you work your turn. Or you say 73 if you want to just leave the conversation. This has been a very educating interchange. So I really appreciate over.
KI4 DCS, I'm listening for radio check.
Okay, recognizing, I believe I heard Kilo India 4 Delta Charlie Sierra. Excuse me, I stumbled. Is the prefix KR4 or KI4?
It's KR4 DCS. I'm from the Boston area. I'm here in the King and Queen Courthouse. So we tend to throw the R's away up in New England. Sorry about that. I want to come in. I had a branch fall out of a tree in that last wind last week, and it wrecked my antenna, so I kind of got it back together.
Well, it sounds like you do have it together. Very good. Okay, KR4DCS. And I heard you yesterday a couple times, once either during the net or after the net, and a few times before. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to get back to you. William here, K4ARX, and I'm talking with Nora. She's part of the roundtable. Go ahead and take a turn, Nora. K4ARX.
Okay, thanks a lot. That's KI4 DCS. I'm going to move along. Thank you for the radio check. It looks like I'm doing pretty good. It's a little straightening up. All right. Sorry to bust in on you. Have a great day. 73 to love you. Out.
This is Nora N4POC, and I think God grant me my desire. I had a problem or a question how to jump into when there is a conversation, and I'm very kind of intimidated by it. And so I've been working with Bruce and other people to know how to jump in when there's a conversation. So this was a graphic example how to do it. And also, because it's not a net, if there's more than two, who has the turn? So you also illustrated when you said, okay, go ahead, Nora. So now I'm starting to learn that part too. Thank you, William. Back to you.
Yeah, no problem again. It's just how we do it, and it's all in practice. You pick it up as you go along. The only thing you have to do really is just try to participate in discussions, or roundtables as we call them sometimes. Some people call them round robins, but you jump into conversation and participate when you can, add to the conversation, and that's just the way we do it. On the side note, the only time I would use over is when I was using HF radio, where there is no courtesy tone. That way they do know specifically over.
Oh, you can hear my exclamation sound every time I learn something new, like, oh, ah. So I didn't know that. So you generally use over when you're in HF, but not when you're in the 2 meters. What do you say then when you finish talking and it says like you, William, or you say nothing? Over. No, sorry, not over. I did.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I chuckled out loud. I apologize because it's interesting that you say it that way. Normally, and this is just from experience in different places, being in different regions, it's not necessary according to the group you're speaking with, whether or not you say over, because there's a courtesy tone or there's a squelch tail. The reason why you do it again on HF is because you don't have that luxury. Over is when you're done. K in Morse code is, back to the station you were talking to. But regardless, there's different ways, there's different semantics to do it. I just don't think it's necessary on the repeater unless you specifically want to talk to that one person in the group. Okay, recognizing Bob, W4RTH. Take a turn, Bob.
Yeah, Nora. Yeah, interesting conversation. This is how you actually join a conversation. You just wait for a little break in between. Hopefully, before another person starts talking, you have a little break, and you just throw in your call sign, and like William said, you recognize, and then you just join the round table, and you kind of lead everybody into who's next, like you're next after me. And also, if we want to just sign off instead of saying over, which I'm like William, I don't take the careful, but on HF, you just say you go QRT. That means you're gone. QRT is a sign of you're signing off also and won't be back. So back over to you, Nora, W4RT.
Hi, Bob. I know I've talked to you, but I didn't get your call sign, so whenever you have a chance, maybe after William, you can come back and tell me your call sign. And I'm so glad you were listening and contributing to my lesson of the day today. So, anyway, I now I'm confused. I don't know if to say over or back to William or what.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll take the turn there, and that's just fine. Over to you, William, next, or whoever's next in line. Bob gave an example of a Q code, QRT, which in code I believe is I'm off the air or out, as Bruce would say. And I'm kind of familiar with Bruce. I hear him several times a day, so yeah, just to add in that fact. Over to you, Bob.
Yeah, just like I said, QRT means you're signing off, you're gone, or you can say 70 freeze and just say your call sign, or see you later, say your call sign, and then once you say your call sign, and at the end of it, that means you're gone also. So either way you want to do it, and then when you're through transmitting, like William just did, he said over to me, or I'll just drop it. It'll say, your turn, or if you got a round table, I usually turn it over to the next person, which would be you, so that way you don't get doubling. So anyway, yeah, just some helpful hints. I'm sure I didn't say them all. A few more you might want to pick up, but anyway, so yeah, just start a round table. I usually say over to you, Nora, then you can turn it over to William, and then he knows to turn it over to me. So that's how you start a round table. So back over to you, Nora.
Thank you both, Bob and William. Wait, Bob, I still need your call sign. Can you tell me your call sign now? Thank you.
Wow, she's really getting that log figured out.
Yeah, it's Whiskey 4, Romeo Tango Hotel, W4 RTH. And that was good that time because you just said back over to me, instead of saying over all the time. So anyway, it's just, like I say, just drop
We're not annoyed.
take it up, a little break in the conversation. So you make sure you got that, and then you can turn it over to William.
So I'm coming back, Nora N4POC. I just wanted to tell you how thankful I am to both of you that you're helping me to learn. I am a general, so I know all these things in theory. I learn all the QRT and USO, but I don't remember anything of that now. So now I'm learning on the job, and you're helping me. Thank you. Back to you, William.
Okay, sounds good. You should be able to, if you're interested, look up on the internet what the Q codes or Q signals are, and you can look over the list and see what each of them mean. And personally, for me, and you can probably ask Emily about this because she's studying Morse code, I believe. Q codes and the 7-3. There's also an 88, which means something else. I'll let you figure that one out. It's kind of cute. Those are used for brevity in Morse code. Although they use them in voice, that's what they're really for.
I say, who's next? I thought it was Bob, but he didn't come in. But something maybe because you're telling me all these things. I'm not doing Morse, but I was interested in learning Morse. I wanted to go to study the extra, but Bruce told me, let's give yourself 1 year experience on something before you go to extra. So that's what I'm doing. But I will start more. But thank you for all your information. Back to Bob now.
Ooh, nice curveball.
Okay, you got nowhere. Yeah, I was getting ready to talk, but I was just giving a little break just to make sure I didn't double. So, yeah, well, that's great. You're doing good now. That's exactly how you're supposed to handle the conversation. So you're learning, and the only way you're going to learn is by getting on and talking to different people. And, yeah, Bruce has got good information. Like I tell the new technicians, start to enjoy your tech license before you start getting involved in other stuff, because as you know, it can get rather confusion. And let me drop for a minute.
Let me grab a nickel.
That's another thing, just to say take a break or let it drop. Some people say buy a nickel when you want to drop the repeater and let that click come in. I guess you know that. Yeah, and anyway, I'm going to sign off, and this is how you kind of sign off. I'm going to say your call sign, and then William's call sign, and then 73, and turn it back over to William. So anyway, I got to get going. I just thought I'd give you some more helpful hints, and you'll learn, just like I say, just pick them up and do what you, let me let it drop again.
You talk a lot,
Yeah,
Bob.
do what works for you. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to do it, but whatever you're comfortable with, go with it. So anyway, all right, I'll say 7-3 to both of you. Enjoy the conversation. Nora, glad you were back over here and picking up a few helpful hints. So N4POZ and K4ARX, I'll be 73 to both of you. K4ARX, go ahead and pick it up. W4TH will be clear.
All right, very good, Bob. He's got some grass to go chew on, I'm sure. It's probably dry by now, being breezy and no rain. So have a good time on the mower there, Bob. Please be careful. And nobody is saying do not say over. Do not say drop a nickel. Do not say flip do not say fill in the blank is what I meant to say. Like you said, what's comfortable. Nobody's saying do not say these things. Over to you, Nora. K4ARX.
I don't know if Bob is there, but thank you, Bob. If you're still there, I really appreciate all your input today. Between Bob and William, I got the best lessons in a long time. So this is the way to learn. I really appreciate both of you to put the time and the effort to help me understand more. And you're right, this is the only way that you can learn. So. So I got another way to give the repeater time to let me drop. I'm back. Or I can say I'll take a break, or I say I'll get a nickel or something like that. Anyway, thank you, William. Back to you.
Well, I got to be honest. I'm happy you're here and decided to take a little courage, get on the air, and try somebody as far as conversation goes. I did wait a little bit just to give someone else the opportunity first. I do like making first contacts, although I've spoken to you before and I've heard you on the repeaters and whatnot. So just giving a chance. But I appreciate the opportunity you hopping on here this morning and participating in this roundtable.
Thank you. I guess this was William. I'm almost sure.
Yes.
Your K4ARX.
Good.
Yes, this was a great opportunity too. And you both, and especially William, made my day. And I'm going to write write down this. I'm making a list of everything I learned new on the job. Trying to help also Bruce with new hands on how to make the gap between studying, passing the exam, and actually making this work.
Yeah, I'm going to let you in on one little more secret here. Just because somebody says they're clear and out and they're gone, at least from the frequency or their frequency paired, it doesn't mean they've immediately turned off their radio and fled. They're listening to your final words or your final, and they really are. It's not like that you can't say another 60 seconds worth of information. They're listening, and then they will leave. They don't have to say they're leaving again because they've already done that, clearing out. But just, I assure you, they are listening.
You make me smile and even laugh. That's funny. I can't say anything bad about the
Success.
person who did that. I need to ask you something else, but for now, let me drop. I'm back. I need to.
I'm back.
If you can tell me again when you're ready to leave. You can say 73, clear off, and then you say first your sign, your call sign, and then the other person, or first the other person, and then your call sign. Over to you, William.
All right, I think that's an excellent question. And let's use a net, for instance. Normally, it's best to say, and it doesn't matter the service, because we do the same thing in GMRS. The last thing you say when you're done is your call sign. You can say anything else, kind of like Bruce does when he's done. He'll say his call sign first, clear and out. But normally what I would do, say for a net, the last thing I would say, because you're assigned, sometimes in an emergency, you're assigned a station, like water post number 2. But at the same point, you have your designator, you still have your call sign because you're using the amateur radio service. The last thing you say when you are done is your call sign.
Great. This is how I learn. I'm going to go and dance today because I feel so good. So I can say, like, if I were, this is just a try, it's not real. But if I were to go now, I would say 73, clear off, N4POC. I don't even know my call sign. Is that correct?
Okay. Once again, this is all opinion. I don't know all the rules or all the practices. Sometimes I am wrong, but yes, I agree. The last thing you would say when you're done is N4POC.
Thank you, William. And when do you say the other person call sign? When you say that too when you leave? You say, like, if I were to leave now, I would say something like 73, clear, K or ARX from N4POC. Is that correct? To you?
Yeah, that's what I would do. And what you're doing as a courtesy, you're addressing the other station. And it might be also a courtesy that if someone else is waiting for a turn, they can address the other station after you've departed in conversation. Does that make sense?
Not quite. Can you go over again in a different way? So I can understand. Sorry, thank you.
That's okay. I'm sure I'm pretty much confusing the conversation. If you and I are speaking, as we are, and someone else wants to join in, like Bob did, but he wants to wait until after the conversation, he may have come in at the very end of the conversation. He may not recognize my voice yet. He might be new to the community, might be a passerby traveling through, and he may not want to talk to you per se. Pick a reason. I'm not sure why, but as a courtesy to the listening stations, you would say my call sign, then your call sign as you sign off, so that the next station can call me for whatever reason, maybe local information or what have you. But that's a courtesy to the other listening stations who is using the repeater. It's just another reminder.
I'm starting to understand more. So you don't have to say the other person's
Right.
call sign, but you I leave, the other person then can address the person I was talking to.
Yes.
Is that correct? Did I understand?
Yes, you understand perfectly. And again, it's a courtesy. You're not responsible for any station except for yours, unless you are working, say, under a extra class licensee, who would be the control operator of that particular station. Not to confuse you with the station that you have, but if you are operating an HF station in extra class privileged areas, or your current general class license doesn't hold license privileges on a certain frequency, that is, you would be working under the extra class licensee, the control operator of that station, like a net control, but a individual operator of an individual station. That's the only difference. Otherwise, you're responsible for your station and your call sign. That's why you use your call sign. That was a mouthful.
To William. Let me ask you this. Just when you were finishing talking, the repeater started to do the beep, 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 beep. What does that mean? Was that ready to drop? Back to you.
Another good question. As station operators, control operators, the trustee of the repeater has that set in the, what is it called? Repeater controller. It's on a timer. It's similar to but separate, similar to the timeout timer. Every 10 minutes, as we are licensed operators, we are to identify at least every 10 minutes in conversation. So it's automatic. That's the Morse code ID for W4MRA. Right? I think that's the correct call sign.
So that was the beep what came from the repeater trustee, who's brewer in this one. I got to meet him several times on the call. So that is a reminder to say our call sign that we have to do every 10 minutes. So this is Nora N4POC. Over to you, William.
In a nutshell, yes, that's correct. That's controlled by a separate timer on the repeater controller. That's because it's a remote device, and the trustee does not have to stand there and watch the thing work, kind of like you do here at home, watching your own radio, making sure it operates properly. It's a remote device, and it's set to do its own thing. And yeah, it's a reminder every 10 minutes, K4ARX.
Thank you. Another thing I learned so much today. Well, I think I'm going to let you go and let me go. So I'm going to practice my way of getting off today. So I'm going to say 73 and clear with profound gratefulness to you.
Did you say romancing?
Ed from N4POC.
Oh. Very good. Where'd you go, William? Technically, I've already signed, but I will close out. Okay, as to not worry, during your last transmission, I was attempting to swap out the washer and the dryer, and technically, I said my call sign, but since we're closing out, it's good talking to you. Again, I appreciate you hopping on today and having a conversation. Hope you learned a lot. Remember, a lot of this is opinion, but it should be helping you out with the rag shoes, the roundtables, and the emergency nets. And you do a good job with the net control. So, carry on. 7 3s, N4POC, K48RX. It's time for more coffee, I think.
If you're still listening, thank you so much, William, N4POC.
Told you, we secretly do listen.